The man never expected that he merely brushed against the girl's delicate hand by accident and ended up taking a massive 67 trillion damage because of it, which was equivalent to wiping out all of humanity 300 times, all because he discovered a loophole in the system before transmigrating. Once he dragged the appearance slider to the lowest value, the system would reward him with 13,000 skill points, so he planned to add more negative effects in the note section, such as 1/10,000th gold acquisition rate, and losing 10% HP upon physical contact with a girl, and even exploding into pieces upon forming an intimate relationship. However, confirming these settings caused something unexpected. The bonus points skyrocketed to a terrifying 100 trillion. Just as Jack was thinking about how to allocate them, the system countdown suddenly ended. Before he could react, a mysterious force transported him to another world. Although Jack had mentally prepared himself, he was still shocked when he saw himself in the mirror. 3 other people had transmigrated with him. Each one looked like a celebrity. Only Jack, a chubby shut-in, looked completely out of place. After finding some beginner equipment, John suggested heading to a nearby town, but the moment they pushed the door open, a goblin appeared right in front of them. Fortunately, John reacted quickly and one-shot it with his axe. Seeing more goblins approaching ahead, John immediately charged forward with Anna. Their weapons happened to be suited for close combat. Lisa wanted to support from range with her bow, but she couldn't even manage the basic task of stringing it, which made Jack unable to keep watching. At that moment, a goblin suddenly ambushed them from behind. Jack intended to show a bit of his strength, but his strike ended up doing absolutely nothing. Only then did he realize he had been transported before allocating any of his stats, so he had no choice but to fight with brute force. After finally defeating the goblin, Jack was shocked to find himself jump straight to level 67 thanks to his 10,000 times experience gain rate. After noticing that system panels couldn't be viewed by others, Jack simply allocated 1 trillion points to every stat, but just as he finished, the system interface suddenly began to glow gold. As he stood there confused, the next second, the system displayed a title, Absolute God. Jack still had no idea what was happening. He only felt that goblin attacks no longer affected him at all. Turning his head, he saw his HP had reached 581 trillion. To test how strong a trillion point stat was, Jack planned to flick a goblin with his finger, and the goblin shot straight into the atmosphere. Seeing Lisa on the verge of tears, Jack couldn't bear to keep watching, so he lied that he had a disease where he'd die if he didn't string a bow. Using his memories from binge-watching anime after unemployment, and his 1 trillion dexterity, Jack quickly strung the bow. Then, to test the feel, he casually picked a skill called Ultimate Arrow. When the dust settled, every goblin present had been wiped out. Seeing his teammates shocked, Jack had to lie that he used to be in the archery club. While they were talking, another group of goblins approached. Lisa immediately got excited, but her fierce attacks dealt no damage at all. Anna and John had to finish them off. As Lisa fell into self-doubt, Jack used an item creation skill, secretly made 60 to 70 arrows for her, and claimed they were drops from the ground, but she still wasted all of them. After clearing all the goblins, the group reached the town before nightfall without issue. While the others were eating, Jack planned to part ways, but Lisa unexpectedly came to him, and gave him a bag of burgers as thanks for stringing the bow. Jack wanted to refuse, but his stomach disagreed. The moment he accepted the burgers, the negative effect of touching a female trigger, instantly reducing his HP by 10%. To avoid hurting Lisa's feelings, Jack explained that it was because she was too beautiful, which made his hand tremble accidentally. After speaking, he picked up the burger from the ground to eat it. Seeing this, Lisa quickly stopped him, and gave him her own portion. Jack never expected anyone to treat an ugly guy like him so kindly, so he decided that after repaying this favor, he would return to living alone. The next day, John suggested exploring a cave, because monsters in this world didn't drop gold, so they needed income to survive. At that moment, a scar-faced man approached and volunteered to join, claiming he was also a transmigrator like them. To prove it, he showed them an item from the starting area. The naive Lisa believed him immediately. The cautious John asked about his background. After learning he had served as a newbie guide multiple times, John hesitated but eventually agreed. Jack found it suspicious, but acted completely calm. After all, no matter what happened, he was an absolute god. After gearing up, the group set off immediately. Along the way, the scar-faced man taught Lisa archery, and shared some basic combat techniques. Under his guidance, they reached the depths of the cave in 6 or 7 minutes, and saw the so-called boss room. For safety reasons, John decided to stop for the day, but the scar-faced man said there was one more thing to do. He then led them to a certain room, claiming it was a safe zone created by other players, capable of blocking any monster or magic attack. Hearing this, Jack immediately sensed he was lying, because earlier that morning, he encountered a monster outside town, and wanted to test his staff's strongest skill, but the system warned him before he cast it, that everything within a 200-kilometer radius would be annihilated, with an estimated 1.5 million casualties, so this safe zone was definitely fake. The scar-faced man intended to hold a welcome party here, but Jack appraised the drink and found sleeping drugs on the rim. As he wondered what to do, John suddenly declined the invitation, saying they needed to return to town before dark. Hearing this, the scar-faced man didn't insist, since they could always come back another time. His straightforward response made John think he was overthinking, so after apologizing, he was moved and accepted the invitation. Since it was sleeping medicine, Jack didn't rush to warn them, thinking it was a good chance for them to learn how dangerous the world was. John took the opportunity to talk about his past. Before transmigrating, he was an ordinary entrepreneur, until a salesman came to his door to pitch a product, which made him realize a valuable life lesson. After that, his company soared, and even went public, but the good times didn't last. Soon after, an AI under development malfunctioned, and 60 to 70 people involved suffered misfortune. His own mental state deteriorated, which was why he escaped to this world. Jack was shocked after hearing this, because that salesman was actually him. Looking closely, the two did resemble each other. John then asked Jack for his last name, because the salesman had the same first name. Jack made up a random surname, and the drug in the drink took effect. Everyone immediately fell unconscious, except Jack. Seeing this, the scar-faced man entered with his underlings. Judging by their looks, the others were high-value goods, and could be sold for a good price. As for Jack, they planned to turn